Why do you want to lose weight? Is it because you want to look slim, or you want to look good in a bikini, or you want to look good naked? Maybe you have health issues. Maybe your doctor said you need to lose weight. Maybe a family member is nagging you about it. Maybe it's just your internal desire to not be hampered by the weight that you are. Maybe you have 50 pounds or 100 pounds or 150 pounds to lose, and you just think, I can't keep going. I've got to lose weight. I don't want all these health problems. Maybe you have children and you want to live a long life for them. Figure out what your why is and write it down if you can, maybe on a notes app, and understand that your why might change. So when I was losing weight this last time, in 2019, I had 80 pounds to lose. And I lost about 15 pounds throughout that year, another 15 pounds in 2020. And in 2021, January, my why at that point was, I'm not going to date any other guys until I've lost 40 or 50 pounds. Because I knew what it was like to be slim at various times in my life. When I had yo-yo dieted, I would go up 30 pounds. And 5 months later, I'd go down. All of this yo-yo dieting. I had a mini stroke at age 43, and the neurologist said, you shouldn't exercise. You've got this hole in your heart. Your heart's having to work harder. And he said, don't exercise very much. So I stopped exercising, became obese. So I had never gotten into the obese category, which is a BMI of over 30. I'd never gotten into the obese category till I was around 45. So between the ages of 45 and 51, I was obese. Before that, I had yo-yo dieted a lot. Now, my first husband and I, we were missionaries for 15 years with a mission that worked in Brazil. We would come back and forth from Brazil to Canada and the United States. And when we would come back, I would get back into my eating habits that I was used to. I'd gain weight. When I went to Brazil, we lived in the Amazon area. It was hot. The types of foods we ate were much healthier. We weren't near a corner store where I could get snack foods as much. I was raising 3 kids. My 2 daughters were born while we were down there. And so I was pregnant, and then I'd had my daughter, and then I would get together with some friends and we'd lose weight. So I'd lose the baby weight. We'd come back to Canada, I'd gain the weight again. And then that happened a second time when my second daughter was born. So I was up and down, yo-yo dieting, and of course being pregnant and then losing the weight. So it was just so frustrating to always be up and down. And, since high school, I just wanted to be average. In the 70s and 80s when I was growing up, average was slim. I was like the 3rd heaviest in my high school, because whenever I was on the high end of my yo-yo dieting, almost nobody was in the obese category. Like 30 pounds overweight, above 30 pounds overweight is in the obese category. Nobody really weighed that much. But I felt like I was heavy. I felt obese. I felt that way, even if I was only 30 pounds overweight, because everybody else was slim. So I just wanted to be average. And there was a few times in my life I have been average. I have been slim. I'd go off the diet. I'd gain the weight back. And it was this terrible cycle. And it's very emotionally draining, this cycle of yo-yo dieting. It takes so much mental energy to think about the diet you're going to be on, to think about which food can I eat, what can't I eat, the guilt for eating food that you don't want to be eating. You beat yourself up for it, for not eating the right foods, and then you cheat, and then you feel guilty for that. And it's just so much mental energy. And I was so used to that. That was normal for me, to be spending time thinking about that. So going back to why did I want to lose weight? I wanted to be slim. My first husband was slim. I wanted to be slim like him. I wanted to be slim like my best friend. I wanted to be just normal. One of these people that can eat anything, or supposedly eat anything, and they stay slim. I couldn't do that. I was one of these people that was addicted to sugar, and I could not stop. So I couldn't just eat in moderation. Like the people who are slim and who don't have that addiction, they can eat in moderation. They say, oh, just everything in moderation. No, I cannot eat sugar in moderation. I am addicted to it. The why for losing weight was, I want to be slim. I didn't know what other why I could have. A why such as not having so much mental energy taken up with these diets, because I didn't know what that was like. Now I look back and I thought, oh, I didn't know the capacity or the ability to not diet was an option for a why, if that makes any sense. I didn't know what it was going to be like to not have to go and have 3 or 4 different sizes in my wardrobe and just have one size that I fit throughout the year. I mean, this is actually my daughter's dress. It's, I think, size 6 or 4 or 6. And I just could put it on now. I can literally go into my daughter's closet and just put clothes on. Like, I just had never experienced this. And I know I'm going to keep fitting this outfit because I'm eating the same way. I've totally understood now that I am addicted and I can't have certain foods in the house, literally, because I will eat them again. I talk about that in a recent video I did about the comparison between sugar addiction and smoking, and how I learned so much from people who have quit smoking and how I incorporated some of that to help me and to realize I have as strong an addiction. And I feel like that really helped me to understand, to say, hey, you bring that chocolate bar home, you might as well bring cigarettes home. Like, I haven't been a cigarette smoker, but I'm trying to equate that, because what other analogy do I have to compare it to that it is such a strong pull? Such a strong pull. So the why of losing weight, I didn't know that I could actually have a why of, I want to not be addicted to sugar. I want to know my boundaries and what the addiction means in terms of what foods can I have in the house. I didn't realize there was other whys that I could have. It was basically, I want to stop being overweight. I want to stop being obese. That's my why. You know, the other thing about the online dating and finding guys who either weren't obsessed with my curves or didn't fat shame me because they would say, oh, you're not my type. And I knew what they meant. Thankfully, I only dated a few guys that were fat phobic, and I stopped dating them, of course, because I don't agree with being fat phobic. I know what it's like to be fat. I would hope that people who are overweight, who are obese, would understand that they are harming their body the way I harmed my body when I ignored the fact that I was obese and I started getting more and more health issues, and I wish I had not followed the body positivity movement. I understand what it's like because I was right in it. I interviewed people on my podcast who were in the body positive movement, 5 different people. I bought right into it. And at the time, I don't know, it did help with my self-image. I'm glad I got out of it after a few years and said, hey, I actually need to take care of my health. I don't want to ignore it. I don't want to stop stepping on the scales. This is serious. I'm having high blood pressure. My other doctor wants me on statins, having other health issues. My resting heart rate average was 90. I couldn't get it below. And I thought, this didn't happen when I was on one of my low sides of my yo-yo diets. Blood pressure, same thing. I never had high blood pressure. Even though I had yo-yo dieted, even when I was pregnant 3 times, never had a problem with high blood pressure. When I got obese, bang, I had the problem with high blood pressure. So I thought, okay, I know that my body is capable of not having high blood pressure when I'm out of the obese category. That's one reason. Another why, another why. So make a long list and keep adding to it and change your why list. It helps. It helps with the motivation. It helps with the focus, and have a very long-term goal. I really encourage you to do your own research, read up on different doctors, the scientific study, look online. There's so much information out there, which can be overwhelming. So find little things that work, and every day, little tiny steps forward is going to help you towards your goal. Little tiny steps, little changes really, really make a big difference in the end. I hope to see you in future videos. Thanks so much for watching.